Tesla is celebrating a big milestone. Tesla's Fremont factory has just produced its 3 millionth car. And this actually looks good and will positively impact calculations because Tesla doesn't publish how many vehicles it produces in the US, but once you know this number, you can sort of know exactly roughly how many Tesla has produced. And Troy says it positively impacts his estimates. So it's definitely good news. And Tesla reached 2 millionth vehicle in that factory in 2022, July. And just 2 months ago, Tesla reached 6 millionth car produced worldwide. So about half of Tesla's production to date happened in Fremont, California. You know, the state that makes manufacturing almost impossible. And yet Tesla is doing it there. It's not like the CEO of Tesla has done the impossible multiple times and therefore he has no chance of doing the impossible again. I mean, robotaxis are definitely never gonna happen. FSD, oh, just forget about it. I mean, seriously, it's 2024, May 18th, and many people still don't think that Tesla is going to solve FSD. Tesla is going to send an improvement of FSD, which will improve interventions per mile 5 to 10 times according to Elon Musk. Say it's only half of that and late, so let's assume it happens in a month or 2 months. That's still widely impressive and progress is accelerating. I was once watching this billionaire who made his money in the 80s and 90s, and people kept telling him, but you lived through this era where computers started to become popular. So it's over for us. I mean, we don't have that same opportunity. And then he pointed out that millions of people were alive during that same period of time who didn't make billions of dollars, who didn't even try. If you have a Tesla, you know how fast FSD has been making progress. There's still a lot of things to improve, yes, but it's coming and it's happening in front of our eyes. There are people that invest in things that are obviously going to happen, and then there are people that watch things happen, and then there are those that wonder what happened. Don't be in the third category, please. And then there's the fourth category, those who reject the thing that already happened. I'm not gonna point any fingers because I'm just gonna point my head. He said FSD V12 has not gotten better. I mean, there are literally people that believe it, which is not surprising because Gordon Johnson has been really open about his FSD experience, personal experience, which is non-existent. He admits that he hasn't tried it and that he doesn't want to try it ever. So don't reject the reality, embrace it instead. Speaking of reality, this is a bit absurd. Only 21.6% of the people watching this channel are subscribed. What are you guys doing? Subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you subscribed already, you're awesome. And I know some of you like every single video. I really appreciate that. Tesla has lowered the monthly lease rate for the Model 3 long range in the US by 9.1% to $400 a month from $439 with a down payment of $3,000. The Model Y I think is still the best value though. You can get a long range Model Y for $400 a month if you lease it. But if you want to save more money and get a newer vehicle with better soundproofing and a better suspension, if you don't mind rear-wheel drive, slightly shorter range, the Model 3 is the way to go. But I think for most people, the Model Y is still a better deal. And the Model Y has stocks. Unless FSD continues really fast progress, I think Tesla will have to add the stocks back. I don't mind the shifting on the screen, but the turning signals, Although if they put steer by wire, then the turning signals on the steering wheel would be just fine. To sum it up, Tesla is now offering insane financing deals in Germany, Sweden, China, and the US for the Model Y. And of course, Canada does not have it. Anyway, Tesla is still awaiting for EPA approval to start Model 3 performance deliveries. I think we will have deliveries this quarter, but if you place an order today, Tesla is telling you that you will get your vehicle in July. The Tesla chair Robin Denholm says reports in the Wall Street Journal that Elon Musk had taken LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and psychedelic mushrooms at parties and that Tesla board members were concerned were absolute BS. I have been around this company for 10 years and I have never seen any any evidence. But think about it. Even if he was doing those things, Farzad says, my advice to him would be to keep doing them. She says, I might wake up to a tweet, but I don't wake up to a strategy shift. If I had a magic wand, Twitter wouldn't exist. Okay, well, she's honest with that statement there. And Elon caused problems for Tesla's directors too. Elon wrote on X in January that Tesla would move immediately to hold a vote on reincorporating in Texas following a Delaware court's ruling that he would lose his compensation package, basically, which put Tesla's board in a really tricky position. It had to follow proper process by forming an independent committee to analyze a potential move. While they ultimately came to the same conclusion, the preemptive tweet made it harder to rebut the court's judgment that they were supine servants of an overweening master. Do we have tough conversations about tweets? Absolutely, Denholm told the Financial Times, but she said he's a contrarian and you can't be a contrarian part of the time, so you've got to work with that as a board. I might wake up in the morning and read a tweet that I wasn't expecting. I don't wake up to a strategy shift that we haven't talked about. She dismisses the notion that her role requires her to babysit Musk, saying his behavior is outside of her remit. To me, the role of the chair is really to make sure the board has a good relationship with the CEO and the executive team, she said. We're there on behalf of shareholders to make sure that management is doing their job, and their job is primarily to grow shareholder value over time. She's right. I don't think Elon Musk needs to be babysitted. If we can just have Elon pay more attention to Tesla. If the board can do that successfully somehow, that would be very much appreciated. The company's entire board has been mobilized. They have spent the past 2 weeks alongside Denholm lobbying investors in New York and California about Tesla's plans for the future. The only person who was exempt from this is Elon Musk's brother, Kimball. Denholm strongly rejects any suggestion that the directors do not function correctly. The board is so diligent and is so effective as a board in terms of making sure that the management team are doing their job, she said. Everybody spends an inordinate amount of time and energy, not just working with Elon, because obviously we do that, said Denholm, but also working with the rest of the management team. Robin also responded to this accusation from the judge about her being lackadaisical in her oversight obligations. She says, that is crap. I had to look up that word. I thought that was the only one I had to look that up too. I will tell you, anybody who knows me knows that I am not like lackadaisical. Now that I know what that word means, I'm still having issues saying that word. It is probably the furthest from the truth. I am really intense and very diligent in what I do. Lackadaisical, lacking enthusiasm and determination, carelessly lazy. That's definitely the opposite of me. Robin earned $280 million from sales of stock options, Tesla stock options. She dismissed criticism of her stock awards with the same argument she uses to justify Musk's pay package. Her shares have gone up in step with the company, which is good for everyone. And this is an interesting argument. If I didn't agree with something that was going on at the company, I could walk away tomorrow. Well, you have that much wealth, she definitely can. The fact that you have sold shares makes you more financially independent, but also less reliant on the company doing well. I guess if all of your wealth or most of your wealth is in one company, then you become a bit worried, maybe a bit too conservative. So I think there needs to be a balance of having skin in the game, but not having all of your skin in the game, unless you're someone like Elon Musk, who doesn't mind going all in. Robin was also disparaging of the judge's claims that she is too close to Musk, rejecting this too as absolute BS. And then layoffs. For Robin, Musk's blunt moves stem from a desire to treat staff as humanely as possible. When we have made that call, he rips off the band-aid. You want to get rid of the uncertainty for employees quickly, she said. Could we have done a better job of talking to these people through that or communicating with them a bit better? Absolutely, but that's not all on him. I think uncertainty still remains. It seems like people are still being let go here and there. But that's also largely because Elon wants to cut people, and then there were some executives that refused to cut as much as Elon wanted, and that's one reason why layoffs have been happening for an extended period of time instead of just one big bang and done.